Okay,
This
I've started recording. Okay, okay. This is a resumption of the previous recording, which got interrupted when Discord tried to eat its own rear end. Now, moving along, what we were discussing. What were you saying? You just typed up a couple more sentences of that definition you're trying to work out. You're
Oh
trying to.
no. This is different definitions. One that I wrote when my brain was high on caffeine and highly functioning, and I just oh my god, I made it so wordy.
Well, okay. Whatever. Uh, what I was saying. What I was saying during the break qualifying as being when everything seemed broke. Uh, you're telling me that there are people out there they want to be identified as autistic. They want to they aspire to be autistic. They self identify as autistic. Because they want to be they well that seems kind of autistic if you talk about it. It's recursive. Uh, it's proof positive. It's one more piece of proof. What I've been saying for a long time. Leftism has made it so that the highest level you can aspire to in our society is to be a victim. If you are prosperous, you are the enemy. If you are successful, you are the enemy. If you are if you are a hero who puts his life on the line to protect others, you are the enemy. The only way that you can enjoy any kind of success in our society is if you portray yourself as a victim. If you portray yourself as a victim, you will be given everything that social heroes used to be given instead. People used to give ticker tape parades to people who won wars. Now they give ticker tape parades to prisoners of war. They used to celebrate entrepreneurs and inventors and innovators and giants of industry. Nowadays, they celebrate the unions and the strikers and the accusers who go out of their way to tear those people down. Uh, look, the vast majority of people getting sex change operations are men getting transformed into women, so to speak. Male to female transition. You see very few women uh, dressing up and pretending to be men, or getting operations to turn themselves into a facsimile of a man. It's all male to female. Why? Because in our society, men are treated as the victimizers. Women are seen as poor, oppressed victims. Even they can be absolute. They can be the most absolute heinous bitches on the planet. They are still classified as helpless, and you don't hit a lady, and you must protect them, and I mean the biggest skank on the planet will have every man within 100-yard radius come running to her rescue if a man slaps her. I don't know. She could have been kicking a puppy 5 seconds prior, and it won't matter. Because in our society, women are regarded as victims, and victims are afforded all sorts of privileges.
I think last time I saw
You
it
think
out for a second there.
a second. I'm trying to fix something here.
All just mostly laughed. The fight was fired.
I didn't quite hear that.
Then the last time I saw an altercation at work, they just rolled back security tapes. The chick who hit first was fired, and nothing more was ever said about it. And most of the people who saw it happen just laughed. They didn't step in and do anything.
That's a sign of things changing. But up until fairly recently, you would have never seen that. There is a woman. They've had multiple cases. Women who have falsely accused men over and over and over of sexual assault. There was one woman in England. She had falsely accused 5 different men and gotten them sent to prison. She tried it. She tried it. Time number 6, she got caught, and now she's getting like 4 months in prison. Don't tell me that they're not privileged.
You ask me, they should get the same amount.
Of course they should. This is nothing anybody's ever questioned. But the people who are in charge, the people who make the decisions, the people who run our media and who run our court systems and who run our government don't agree. The biggest way to get social cachet in our society is to be a failure.
Yeah, that's unfortunately true.
Not just failure, to be a failure, to be a victim, to be to be to be one of the oppressed classes. And nobody can touch you. Uh, we had a president who ran his entire presidency on, if you question me, you're racist.
Yep.
Our country is racist against black. You got elected, asshole. You're president. That is the exact opposite of a racist country. Good night. And it hasn't stopped. You think that would have shut them up? No, it doesn't. It didn't. The instant he got elected, they doubled down and started talking more and more and more about how the entire nation was racist.
Virginia election. Now they're actually bickering at each other. White House are
And this is socialist. This is socialist thinking in a nutshell. If everybody was equal, we'd all get equal results. No matter what we did. But since this group over here is doing poorly, this one doing well over here must have oppressed them in some fashion. So anything we do to the successful, anything we do to the successful group is a-okay, perfectly legit. Because we're balancing the scales. And this is where you come up with nonsense that white people can't be oppressed, can't be racially discriminated against, that men can't be sexually discriminated against, because we've been pre-classified as the oppressors, and any evidence to the contrary is to be discluded, because they don't, victim class is the equivalent of first class seat on a plane. They're not going to give it up. I'm sorry, it's old bitterness there. It's old, it's tired, it never gets any better. Trying to adjust my seat here so I can sit up here and look at my screen properly. But, trying. You gotta get this adjusted here to get this right? No, that's not the right screen. Window capture. Okay. The OBS isn't detecting. The OBS isn't detecting the. Excuse me.
You're excused.
It's not detecting the art program. Now I'm trying to find the commission we were just working on. Here we go. There we go. Okay, there we go. All the technological government stringing together cans on a string. Okay, let's see. Are you seeing the channel? Are you seeing the art program? The art program is not showing.
Nope. I'm not getting any stream at all.
Did I disable the stream?
Oh.
Clip Studio Paint. Go live. There, stream remote is enabled. And it threw me out of spleen squeezing again.
That's weird.
Give me a second. I'm going to see if I can reproduce that glitch on my end.
For some reason, I put spleen squeezins on the side, and it says playing Halo. Who the hell is playing Halo?
I am playing Halo.
Playing a game, Halo Infinite. Apparently, your computer is trying to broadcast your Halo onto my spleen squeezins.
Well, he's not. That's the problem. See, right now, I'm actually streaming a completely different thing as well. Can you see my stream?
No, let me see here.
No. 1, 3 swords, right? 1, 3 swords. Document up.
Alright. Welcome back, Wolby. Stream chat's the thing you can't get into, right?
I can see you.
Spleen, under comics, spleen squeezins. I'm trying to open a window up so I can so I can see this broadcast, and it's pushing me completely out of QTF, and I'm looking at it. It's showing. Now I'm looking out at. I have no idea pages, and voice connected video screen.
Okay, so I'm on the Spleen Squeezing's voice channel.
I know I no, that didn't do it either.
Is there a different Spleen Squeezing stream? No.
I idea what these buttons do.
Alright, so there's the core, comics. You're in the comics sub tab, right?
I'm clicking over here. I scroll down to spleen squeezins. Click on spleen squeezins. Keep trying to giving background in the meanwhile. What the heck is it doing?
So you're clicking on the voice channel.
Yes. Right? Yes, the voice
and
channel.
You're trying to see who's on, right?
Yeah, I want the voice channel.
And every time you click it kicks you out of in the voice channel, right?
Hold on. Oh, then. Yeah.
I have a question. Are you running OBS? I think you mentioned OBS earlier.
Yes, I'm running OBS.
Yes.
You don't need OBS to stream in Discord.
No, but
Yeah, but what if I need OBS in order to record?
Okay.
Or is there a way to record with Discord?
Conflict between OBS and Discord.
Good, that should not have anything to do with protocol inside Discord.
I have no idea.
channels to
I don't know.
Like that's
I probably clicked on some random, impossible to know about button somewhere on this screen that I don't know nothing about and I could never possibly know about. I swear.
Hey, I think I might.
I would love to find a computer program and actually design a computer program to be used by other people. You know
I think I might have found something, Ralph. I need you to do me a favor.
what?
Right click on spleen squeezings and see what you see.
Okay. I'm hide name, invite people, edit channel. There's a little square next to it. There's nothing in there. There's an edit channel. Create account. Booted me back out. Streamer mode is enabled, and I'm looking at a list of friends online. And what are you doing here?
Home. Okay. Hang on a second. Do you frequently keyboard short?
No. The keyboard shortcuts are.
Cool.
Stream quality report. Spectators score. Why is it? I've got spleen squeezing up in a little bitty teeny tiny window up there, and what the hell is it? Let's change something at random and send it out over the internet. Yay! I'm sure our loyal customers who have gotten used to the interface will love us for it.
Okay. I want you to do me a favor.
Mm-hmm.
Control Shift Alt V.
Yes, ma'am. Ow. Give me a second.
Take your time.
Control Shift Alt V.
Yes. What does that do?
It doesn't seem to do anything.
All right. Cool. Hit Control K.
Control. Where would you like to go?
Wait a second. Oh, Persona had much mode.
I'll go. So I click on spleen squeeze and it throws me back out. Okay. Oh, it had the camera turned on for some reason. I have no idea. User settings. Streamer mode enabled. What the hell is Discord Nitro?
Paid.
There's a paid subscription. There's a paid subscription that gives you access to, among other things, higher
Rubbish.
streaming quality and audio quality.
Excuse me. So they found a way to turn it down.
Yeah, pretty much.
Money and power turns them into bastards. Let's see. You're all seeing the art program there. I'm assuming
I am.
Yep.
your stream is still running. Yes, great. Thank you. Okay, let's see. Let's get this background up in here.
Okay.
You can only add so much razzmatazz.
That looks pretty good though.
Excuse me.
I just noticed that Hugh has a green robe.
Yeah, what robe color is he supposed to have?
Yeah, it was supposed to be just a dusty brown.
Okay.
Yeah, we were asking earlier, but you weren't around, so we couldn't ask.
You can always drop me a message.
Well, some people get a little.
But we don't want to. Yes. Well, okay. Here we go. My description said blue eyes, but I decided he had gray eyes.
And wasn't Hester in a green dress?
I have no idea.
Stands out enough, though. Let's see. Sort of a dusty brown. You
Yeah.
said about
Yeah.
about like that.
He's an ex-miner, so he doesn't go for flashy or anything like that. He
Like so. About like that.
Yeah, that looks good. I like that.
Yub yub.
Yeah, it's a little Jawa-esque, but it also makes his more. Kind of the opposite.
I never really liked the Jawas. I saw the Mandalorian frag a bunch of them on that ship and laughed my ass off.
Same.
The
Jawa apocalypse.
one of the video games, Force Unleashed. It has a move that's called Sith Punt. Jawa by the head, shock them with Force Lightning straight into their head, and then you punt them like a football.
We're such wonderful humanitarian people, aren't we?
Oh yeah, it's great.
Let's see here. All right, let's get to what is this? Sweat drops, vegetation, leaves. What time of year is it? I've forgotten what train. Considering we take, I'm talking in the role play.
Oh.
Summer.
Summertime.
And 11 is easy.
Here's an example. I put it in the stream chat.
Put what in the stream chat? See here. Okay, I'll watch your Sith Punt later because apparently Discord hates me at the moment and won't let me watch my own channels. Bastards. What is this Snow's Giving seasonal event? I don't know what are your seasons. Get out of here.
It's according to Discord supposed to be a fun and festive.
I have another F word.
Yeah.
Let's not argue over who killed who.
Yeah.
Oh. It's a little dark. I don't know. So I don't know. Come on, doggone ya. It sounded like somebody had an accident out there. Somebody fall down? You okay?
Somebody got exploded by my beam of death.
What?
Somebody got exploded by my beam of death. If that it may have carried over because I know Discord is picked up from my outside audio sources sometimes. It's weird.
There we go. A little bit of grass.
Anyways,
What? Stupid program.
There. How in the world it ends up back there, I will have no idea.
that's looking pretty good so. Well, it's looking really good so far. I was about to say pretty good, but I really should have said pretty. Really good.
Hmm.
Okay, we got it now.
I don't know. Let's see.
What?
I'll say this much. I really wish that people would stop. You know, I really wish people would stop turning half the characters in their fanfics gay. Because, okay, it's really freaking annoying. Okay, I was counting the number of My Hero Academia fics that have Aizawa as gay and married to present Mike. Canonically, you can barely stand the guy's presence. And all the number of characters, the number of ones that have have Izuku as gay.
Gay people have been pressed for so long.
Have they ever considered the possibility that they were oppressed because because they were irritating as hell?
That was always my theory regarding Cassandra.
I'm Henry the Time. Get out of here! He's driving us nuts!
Do you remember Cassandra from Greek mythology? She was the soothsayer that nobody ever believed.
Yeah.
I always suggested that the reason why was because she was extremely annoying, so nobody wanted to pay attention to her. She was always like, see, I was right. Why won't you guys admit it?
Did you ever see the Young Hercules cartoon show?
No, I did not.
Disney did a Saturday morning cartoon. It was. Are you okay?
Yes, I'm just trying to work with these super strong magnets, and they are annoying the hell out of me.
Anyway, they did a. Ouch. Anyway, they did a cartoon about Hercules, based on the movie they did about Hercules as a young teenage boy going to Greek high school. and one his best friend was Icarus, uh, who was continually flying too close to the sun and was perpetually brain fried from heat stroke.
Yeah,
Uh,
it was
and
Daedalus that did that, not really.
Didn't that happen just once?
and then they had and one of, and there was and Cassandra was there. She was a surly goth girl, and she was just irritated as because she was always foretelling the future, and everybody would ignore her. She, yeah, typical. One episode, they were having a party on Atlantis of all things, and she just stood there putting a life jacket on. And he said, "What are you doing?" I said, This time I'm trying to work by example."
That's clever.
And they had a teacher named Parentheses.
Oh, that's
That's
horrible.
Yeah, what was funny is that he talked in parentheses. It was hysterical to listen to because he'd do these little asides that made everything he said 10 times funnier. They were opening the Greek Olympic Games, and he's standing out there. The deities have all shown up to see Hercules compete because he's Zeus's son. They're all sitting up there, and he comes out. "Oh, great deities of, we welcome you to our games. Please don't smite me." And another time, he had to join Hercules in a battle against some invading army for some reason. He's running around. He smacked a couple of villains with his shield and knocks them out. And he's like, "Adrenaline rush!" Or was that my bladder? And and the sad thing is, it took me about 2 episodes before I figured out the joke about his name.
But that reminds me of a Stephen Wright line where he said, "If you can't hear me, it's because I'm talking in parentheses."
Uh,
Yeah, I know. It's Stephen Wright.
Wolf, you seem kind of quiet over there. You okay?
Is my microphone on?
You think I don't hear
yes,
you?
we hear you.
Okay.
Yes, your microphone is on.
You are transmitting. To our great regret.
Houston. Okay.
Houston, we have a problem. We have several problems. We have issues. This is why they don't let women. This is why they don't have too many women astronauts. Houston, we have a problem. What is it? You can't figure it out yourself.
No.
Nothing.
If you really cared, you'd know.
If you really cared, you'd know what it is. Yes.
Women aren't like that. You remember that comic strip from Camp Calamine?
There are certain foibles which are
Yeah, I did one. I was out of ideas one day, and I wrote a joke in Camp Calamine based off actual experience from when I was working in a furniture department. Because you see, we had these. We had among the furniture sets, we had a 3-piece furniture set. Came all in a nice little box. Assemble it yourself. It was for 2 glass top end tables, and 1 glass top coffee table, all for $150. And and over on the side you had the next cheapest thing, the next cheapest coffee table we had was something like 175 by itself, not the coffee table, the end table. And we would have women come in. It was always women, and I confirmed this with my boss. My shift supervisor, that he'd go through it again and again himself. These women would come in. Oh, I need an end table. I need an end table, and I can't afford to spend too much on. And we would point out, well, if you buy this here, you get two end tables and a coffee table. And he goes, oh no, that's too much. I don't want to. I don't want all that. I just want I just want an end table. I'll look for something else. I'll come back later. And, blah 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 blah. And out the door she goes, with nothing. And you try to explain. If you get this, you can get what you want plus extra for less. And it was like it was like their ovaries jumped up and strangled the mass center in their brain or something, because none of them could figure that out. They look at you like a dog trying to comprehend calculus, and it was terrible. And it tells you something about the role of ours. Anytime we would talk about this kind of stuff happening in our department, both of us would look around to make sure nobody was around listening to us. Yeah. But and oh man, I had a joke where Counselor Charles was in a department store, and the woman comes up to him and asks him about the furniture, and he tries to explain to her, if you get this, you get this and this and this, and he's, and she's, oh no, I only want a coffee, and so she passes it all up, and he just, this makes no sense to you, does it? Because you're a woman shopping. And he proceeds to rant and rave at her, and then the store manager comes up to him and says, "You're fired." He says, "I don't work here."
I did read that one.
And of course, the professionally offended showed up.
Yes, professionally offended.
And I was like, game on. And the next 3 or 4 strips, I just played it out for her. And I had him at back at camp, and I've forgotten the name of the girl counselor that he always hangs out with. And she comes in, that was so sexist. He says, and she, women are more emotional, and he said, well, women are more emotional and irrational than men are, and she said, and I can't believe you said that, and he said, let me put it this way, let me put it this way, Kathy, what do you think would happen if I said this in front of the other women in the camp? Oh, they would throw a fit. They would, and she realized what she was saying. And
I don't know how true this story is, about a professor of psychology or something who happened to say something to the effect that women tend to be more emotional than men. Feminist stood up in the classroom and shouts, "That's not true!" Thus proving his point.
Exactly.
I mean, it's all in. You could just put it this way: women are more in touch with their emotions. And
Yeah,
like,
as
oh, yeah, sure,
and
yes,
that
yes,
was the
yes,
next step. He said you can tell them this as long as you make it sound like a compliment.
Yes.
right. Well,
Yes.
there you
And
go.
he said, he turns around and he says, and she says, women aren't that gullible. And he turns around to the next female counselor. Excuse me, would you say that women are more in touch with their emotions? Oh, absolutely. Men are terrible. As long as and he turns around, yeah. Men have just are so shallow and just don't have any feelings. And he turns around and see, as long as it's complimenting women and insulting men, they'll go for it. and the final one was he said, okay, Yeah, final word. He turns around. He yells, "Hey, ladies! What? All men are pigs!"
Right on.
Yeah, and he says, "And all the women are sows."
What?
And the next frame, he's hanging upside down, tied up in ropes, hanging upside down from a tree. Is that now? I don't want to draw any parallels or anything, but I don't want to draw any hasty conclusions or nothing. But
I just thought about something.
and she's looking, and Kathy's looking for a guy who's trying to prove that he's smarter than women. and the final comment was she unties me and honestly, where would you men be without us women? She walks off. He yells behind her, "Still in the Garden of Eden, you gullible!" And the kid's saying, "Oh, she's coming back. She's got an oar. Run for it!" Now, listen. Women are hypocrites. Women are the most natural born hypocrite. It runs in their bloodstream. You think not? If a man is caught in public looking at or reading porn, women, "Oh, you're so disgusting. Oh, you're revolting. How can you bring that out in public? Oh, you're just so nasty." There is, you will find woman after woman right out in public, anywhere, be sitting there reading the nastiest stank porn you ever saw in your life.
Didn't they make
yeah. You look on the front, from 50. They'll be out there reading 50 Shades of Grey on the bus. Not a care in the world. And that's another thing. A man wants porn. A man gets porn. It's usually like a magazine or a hentai comic book, but usually a magazine. A woman, she gets a frickin' door stopper of a novel. Have you ever seen some of these paperback novels that they have stacked up in piles at every laundry room on the planet? Just explicit sex scenes all through it, and the thing will be as thick as your arm.
That's not the only thing. Never mind.
And it absolutely, why I like that? Because they figure they can get away with it in public. Because women don't get boners. And they figure nobody's going to catch them at it. A man tries to read something like that, whoop, hello, up Periscope, trouser tent. Well, a woman, she figures, nobody's going to notice, So, women are just as stank nasty as any man on the planet, and worse.
So, for anybody who has never gone into a woman's restroom, as somebody who's had to cover for maintenance a couple of times, I've had to go into the women's restrooms in Walmart, clean it up.
Yeah.
They say men can't aim? You're sitting down. How do you miss?
Don't ask us, man. We're not the ones you need to be asking the question.
Like, what the hell?
Are you sure it's women? Hey, look. Are you sure it's women that's going in there?
Yes.
Place your bets.
Walmart. This is Walmart in Louisiana. Like, the culture here might be stagnant, but what?
I'm not kidding, man. That's just really is.
My dog's warping at me.
You can't be sure of nothing no more. Oh, look at this. Oh, look at this. It's what is it? A Korean beauty contest? Oh, what lovely young ladies. Cue Admiral Akbar. It's a trap. They're all traps. And if there are any transsexuals and bisexuals and polysexuals and homosexuals, just getting upset or offended, I just like to say, suck it up.
Careful.
I'm sorry.
That is a phrasing.
Just get over yourself. You can let you can let a doctor turn your dick inside out. You can take a joke.
But the funny part is, you say at least one or two of those descriptors just describes me. I'm the only gay Eskimo. I'm the only one I know. I'm the only gay Eskimo in my tribe.
I never thought about it, but if you were a gay Eskimo, you were really up a creek.
Yep.
Well, yeah, I'm a living, breathing proof of that.
Yes, this thing does not want to. This thing does not want to. This art program, she does not want to cooperate. She's not working right.
So, the last German who was that upset about art did some really bad things.
Oh, hush. It's kind of sad, really. His painting. I've seen some of his paintings. They weren't terrible.
I won't say they're freaking, Van Gogh, but were they postcard material? Yes. Were they stuff you could hang up on somebody's wall? A lot of it was.
I think a lot of that, different circumstances, man. Of course, the problems that made Hitler, were, Hitler didn't make the environment that created the Second World War. He was just a symptom. He was.
But that's what I'm saying, was if you look at his art and you compare it to the artwork of his classmates, there was very little difference.
I'm wondering why he failed.
That's a good question. It's kind of nuts. It's weird.
I remember reading this one post that says, "I don't understand it. I don't understand. I'm going to go out of my mind if another one of these crazy time travelers shows up. I'm just an art student in Germany. Come on. What the hell is this?"
What were you saying?
I read something about. They said, it's not avant-garde enough. It's not abstract enough. Like, it's competent technically, but it's not anything special. So hence.
See, they should have just shot the professor for that. That's just dumb.
I bet the professor wished he could have shot himself after he got out. Maybe you should go into politics. Oh, yeah.
Hope someone did.
Man, can you imagine being being his art teacher, living after the war? Oh, if I had just given him an A+. Oh, why don't you get into politics? Tom Coffin.
But it's like the 1930s equivalent of I only wanted to play video games. It's like I only wanted to paint paintings. Why did you make me do this?
I only wanted to play video game. What are you talking about? Video game? What?
Yeah, I don't get that reference.
It's the during Gamergate and all that. So
Oh,
many people
yeah,
were
no,
posting,
yeah.
Like, I only wanted to play video games, etc.
I didn't want to be an activist. I didn't want to come out here and fight politics. I didn't want to come out here and start talking about all this BS. I just wanted to sit in my house and play video games.
And every other fan could say the same thing. Every other fan of every other fandom that they screwed up for him could say the same thing. I didn't want you politics. What are you bringing this politics into my sci-fi, into my fantasy novel, into my role-playing game, all this other stuff? Why don't you leave me alone? And it's the same thing. These women, this is how it started out. They come out there, they look at these guys, and they go, "Ew, go away," and the guys did. They went home. They got out their games and their comic books, and they left the women alone, minded their own business. And then the women showed up on the door. Boom, 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 boom. Why won't you let us in? You're not inclusive. You know, why didn't you make this for us? Because we made it for us. And then they come in, they see all the women who look better than they ever will, and got even madder. Yes, how sexist. Why? Because we like women with actual breasts and one chin.
Okay, it occurs to me you said one chin.
Yeah.
I heard one shin.
Shit.
Oh no, I like them with 2 legs.
Just what the hell, you know? Seriously. There's this one. It was a picture of Morgan Freeman in his role in the Batman movie, and you remember that scene. That guy shows up and he tries to blackmail. He tells Morgan Freeman, he wants, he's uncovered what, that Bruce Wayne is Batman, and he wants $1 million a year, et cetera, et cetera. And Morgan Freeman just sort of gives him that Morgan Freeman look. You know it.
Yep.
He said, "Let me get this straight. You believe that Bruce Wayne, one of the most richest, most powerful, and influential people in this city, secretly spends his night dressing up in combat armor, going out and beating criminals unconscious with his bare hands. And you want to blackmail this person? Good luck." And the guy just sort of shrank down. And
Whoop, never
I
mind.
saw this when somebody wrote a caption like for Gamergate. He said, "Let me get this straight. You're gonna go out, these guys, and these guys who spend endless, sleepless, 24-hour sessions online playing for trivial, symbolic rewards, and who bathe in trash talk that would curl your hair, and your plan is to get them to give up by outlasting them and insulting them? Good luck." Your plan is to wear them down by calling them names. Good luck. Yes. I'm like, yeah, that pretty much. They picked the wrong crowd. They picked a fandom. The people, the yeah, basement dwellers all. And people at this end of the scale, down where we are, not rich. Many of us technically poor, and all we've got is a few games, some internet, and maybe some comics. For a lot, and when you're down that far on the ladder, you have no more F's to give. None. The field wherein they grow lies barren. And you mess with somebody like that, they will open up a can of whoop ass on you like the world has never seen, and they will not care what the collateral damage is. That's what we need. We don't need crusaders. We don't need heroes. What we need is more people who have run out of absolute shits to give. Just to open up, the epic can on these people. They're too used to people backing off. Look at they did not. This is why they hated Trump,
He wouldn't back down.
because he didn't care.
do what I
You,
say.
you,
Or
the
I'll
the
call
average
you,
the
I'll
average
call you a not.
the average politician, or the average celebrity, you catch them out in some sort of scandal. Oh, he groped the butt of his secretary, and the next week he'll be out there standing in front of a podium, looking down as somberly as he can into a microphone. I would like to issue an apology to the world at large for my deplorable behavior. I'm a bad, stinky person. Shame on me, shame on me. Mea culpa, mea culpa. And that's what they expected. And they can and they come up to Donald Trump. We caught you saying something nasty off the record on a record player. We got a tape recording of you saying something disgusting. He's like, yeah, so.
Chad, yes. Yep. Like
And he says, I'm sorry you're offended, but this was years ago, and I've got work to do. That was literally what he said back then. I've got work to do. Come on, get out of here. We got work to do. Get out of my way.
Like what they'll if you don't do as we say, we'll call you an ist or a phobe or a Nazi or whatever. It's like you do that already, so you do that anyway.
You have nothing. There we go. How do you think? Great.
I'm good.
All right.
Pizza Sky.
That's what I'm doing next.
Okay.
Okay. Blue skies shine on me. Bubba-diddy, bubba-diddy, add a layer. Add a new rest layer. Okay, first. Debating on whether to blur that layer behind him.
Either or.
Hmm.
We already have them somewhat faded anyway, so.
So yeah, I'll just blue sky, daytime sky. Here we go. This thing has all the art filters,
All of them?
all the ones you need. Got foreground and background, blue sky, daytime sky, sunset glow, night sky, rainbow, gradient erase, more detail. Also, there are more. You can get more.
Good.
Okay, and now let's see. I need green, a dark green, a dark green, a much darker green. Let's see. Blue sky, raindrops keep falling on my head, plunk plunk. I loved that kid I loved that song when I was a little kid. I didn't know I only knew the first few words. Raindrops falling on my head, blah 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 blah. And I never understood why we'd be out and walking, it'd be raining, and I'd start singing it, and I had no idea why my parents were laughing.
That reminds me of a silly story. When I was in 6th grade, the last day before Christmas vacation, the teacher decided we should sing Christmas carols. And so we started singing some Christmas carols. And then someone suggested that we should sing Jingle Bell Rock. And the teacher said, I'm not sure everyone knows it. And he said, no, everybody knows it. Sure. Okay, let's try it. Okay, here we go. 1, 2, 3. The whole class was jingle bell, jingle bell, jingle bell rock. Jingle bell, jingle bell.
Yeah.
The teacher. Nobody knew it. We knew the melody, but not the words.
Man, when my sister, she got in the choir. Oh, it was hysterical. We went to one of their recitals, and I swear, that teacher really needed to review something like break them of the habit of trying not to be heard. You know how kids are. If they get conscious, if I sing quietly enough, nobody will hear me over all the others. And we sing quieter and quieter. And he's up there. They're singing "Top of the World," looking down on creation. And 50 kids like all of them. He's flailing around like one of those inflatable tube men in front of a car store, and just waving his arms, trying to louder, 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 and the top of the world, looking down on creation, and I said, "There's nothing I can find, and the love that I found ever since and they're getting quieter and quieter as the song goes on, and I am merciless to her when I bring that up in front of her. Sorry, it was sad. I mean, I was a social outcast, but I was smart enough to give a rat's ass. Her, the opinions of anybody around her seemed to rule her life. It was really sad sometimes. Trying to, just. She's so afraid of what other people would think. Uh, there is a particular brush here that I'm trying to find, and I can't find it to save my life. And that's not it. I'm going to have to reload all these brush tools to this program from all the different places I got them. It is unbelievably difficult to sort these in because I'll find, oh, this is a cool tool. I'll add this to my system. It'll be great. And I'll use it lots and lots and lots. And I've got like 3 tools I use. But I keep all these tools because this might come in handy someday. Excuse me. I can hear you all typing away in there in the background.
Oh yeah.
Yay.
I would be typing if I didn't have my hands on the controller right now.
Well, I was typing.
I was typing sort of, but it's mostly W, A, S, and D.
I was just typing out to another channel I'm on that I'm done with the super magnets. After being pinched 3 times by them, I said, okay, that's it. I'm drilling holes in the garage door. Enough of these super magnets.
What were you trying to do?
I was trying to hang up a Noel on the door, and I was trying to use super magnets, and I had done that 2 years in a row. Well, this year I took them all off, put them in a big stack, and I'm trying to unstack them, and I'm getting pinched all over the place. And I said, "Heck with this, I'm done." I think.
There we go. A little bit of leaves, a little bit of highlights.
Maybe just check to the left of the blue tent. There's some sky there still.
I think maybe I should crop it differently. I don't know. Let's see. Looking this over.
Maybe a puppy cloud.
Interesting. Oh, well, this is no good. Cancel. In multiple layers and issues. Merge a layer below. Merge a layer below. Let's see. I get, every now and then I'll get a couple of cloud brushes. Oh, this looks so cool. I better really, and I never really get anything out of it. I end up just using an airbrush.
Well, to be entirely fair, I would be talking more if I weren't trying to dodge a homicidal monitor with a giant laser.
A homicidal what?
Big robot with a death beam.
Ah!
Cyborg.
Role play. Chihuahua.
Later, when I'm not fighting this thing.
Let's see, where's the smudge tool?
Looks like the same way as the first one.
What?
Talks the same way as the first one with an annoying British accent.
What is it? Stanley Parable 2, Stanley Harder, or
No. You've heard 343 Guilty Spark. You know what I'm talking about.
How's that look?
I think it looks great.
Yeah, I'm gonna call that done. Save as.
That is what we call progress.
Is the Devon Commission? Is done. It's done. It's done. when I was first making it, I was expecting to have a lot more characters in it. Actually, I was expecting a small mob of everybody.
Might have been if,
Yeah, that was there.
Still, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 characters. Well, 7 counting the random anonymous peasant buying stuff.
He's buying a cup. I don't know.
Okay, it's a cup wrapped in something. Okay.
It's something wrapped. It's something I do not know. I do not know it. I do not care. It's not my
Wrapped
business.
in a T-shirt.
And Jasper has the longest line because cute.
Never been to a Ren fair.
Cute one.
Never been to a Ren fair. I'd love to go to. I would have loved to have gone and seen one.
Really? You never went over to Cincinnati to see the Ren Fair there?
No.
Oh, that's a fun.
Yeah. Well, it's
wonderful line.
finding the time, finding the money.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
never got to it. Never
A
got to it.
lot of walking.
Look. I am an example of don't let it happen to you.
Yeah.
If you can do it, even if it puts you in the hole, even if you put you in dark, do it. Cause take that trip, visit that museum, go see that Ren Fair, uh, you know you know go drive down to join your friends for a trip down to the Grand Canyon. Anything it's because I can confirm this. You regret the things you didn't do far more than you ever regret the things you did. And sometimes you think that maybe next time, and there is no next time. Personal example, me right here. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, I know what you're saying.
But anyway, Renfrew. Oh, I loved some of the. First time I heard about the Scadians, I was in college. Well, no, actually, I was in summer camp. I was a camp counselor uh, for summer camp down in Tennessee, and during our weekends, in between, we would stay. Uh, we the counselors would stay on campus at Tennessee Temple University. It was a Bible camp, and we'd go around town. And one day we were down at the park, and there were a couple of guys in leather armor with wooden shields and boffer swords, out practicing. And we asked about it, and it was the first time I'd ever heard of the Society for Creative Anachronism, the SCA, and I was fascinated. I thought it was a great idea, but I never beyond that, I never really did anything related to it. I never went to a Ren Fair or an SCA gathering. Never looked into it. Never. There was always something. There was always some reason not to. And so I missed out. So grab it while you can. I know it's missing. Just something. Just no, that's not what I wanted. That makes it pop a little bit.
Oh, hey. Nice.
Yeah, even better.
There we go. I can see clearly now, the rain is gone. I can see all obstacles in my way.
That's one of his favorite songs. Not sure why.
On the dark clouds. It's gonna be a bright, bright, sunshiny day. One tool I miss from the old art program I used to use, color replacing brush. You sweep over an area and get all the speckles out.
PaintShop Pro, huh?
Yep. I wasn't about to pay for Photoshop. People charging as much as that for a program like that. Thought the sun shone out their butts. And it's a little life to it, yeah.
Yeah.
It's okay, just no, I better stop picking at it. I'll just end up making a mistake. Don't need to do that. All right. File. Save. And let me post this in channel so that everybody was in it. I'll post that in the end channel. Where was you get it? If I can get it to let me in. But let's see. Master Tales Comics. Just homemaking. Oaks Inn.